Hi guys, it's Any aka the Noctrader, your friendly neighborhood swing trader, back again with another video. Today is Monday the 13th of May 2019. I'm going to give you a technical analysis breakdown of some UK and US stocks. Let's get straight into the video. You know what I'm going to ask you to do: hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that alert button to get alerts on all my latest videos. I've got Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at the Noctrader on all social media platforms. And if you leave a comment below on what stocks you think I should cover in my next technical analysis video, I'll do that, as some of the people have done in the previous video. And if you check in the description section below, you'll see a link to my mailing list. If you join my mailing list, you'll get priority access to my free training course that I'm creating for my website, and you also get weekly emails on the latest videos that I release, and a spreadsheet explaining my entries, my exits, stop losses, and the reason behind some of the trades I make. So let's get straight into the video. So today I'm going to just recap on a couple of stocks that I reviewed in yesterday's video, and then I'll just get into the suggestions by some of the commenters in the last video. I've got a couple of suggestions, so I'll go through those quickly. First one straight away is, actually before I even go into any of these stocks, today's been a crazy day in the market. As we all know, Trump and Xi Jinping, I think that's his name, Xi Jinping, the Chinese president, US president, Chinese president, they've been going at it. Trade wars have been destroying the market. Everything's been a sell. That's why I've had a short bias, because and it was announced today that in retaliation to Trump, to that the fiasco with the trade agreement, the Chinese government's going to put high tariffs on US goods starting in June 1st, and this affects, I think, $60 billion worth of US goods. I think it's 60 billion. I'll put it on the screen anyway. But yeah, so with that announcement today, the market just completely sank. So I made sure that I had a short bias on all the positions I took, because right now it was a bloodbath today. It's just lots of sell-offs. So you just had to take that into consideration, and that's why some of the trades you'll see are the way they are, because forget about the technical analysis. Once this news came out, everything just sank. So first one is IAG. IAG on the daily chart, still flirting around the support line, but not much has been happening. It's still just kind of deciding what it wants to do. On the daily chart, MACD and RSI kind of starting to climb up now, so it looks like it might stay true to this support line and start climbing up, but we'll just have to wait and see right now, because it hasn't made the decision either way. If you go to the 1 hour chart, or maybe even go dig even deeper, 15-minute chart. On the 15-minute chart, I plotted a kind of like a wedge, a converging wedge. So what this tells me is that price wants to make a decision, but it hasn't done that yet. It might sell off, it might climb up, but it's converging here, and it's probably going to make a decision tomorrow at open play. What's interesting is that the 180-day simple moving average on the 15-minute chart is acting as a resistance. So we'll see which way it breaks out to, but you have to be careful with the kind of converging coil, converging wedge, is that price may break out to one side and it may be a false breakout, and it may go the other way. So you just have to kind of see it play out, whichever way it breaks out, you want it to consolidate on that line and then break out and then go and break out that way. So basically what I'm going to see is that if it wants to be bullish, you need it to go up, come back down, sit on this, and then carry on going up, and vice versa if it's going down. So right now there's no real play on this until it decides what to do at open and play tomorrow. Next one is VOD. So I'm going through these quite fast. So yeah, Vodafone, as I said in the last video, I said it was on the channel support. Yesterday's video, I said that it could either climb up or sell off. It was more inclined to sell off, just because, as I said, on the daily chart, the 180-day simple moving average was curving downwards, which tells us that price is still falling. So it was more of a short bias, in my opinion, and that's exactly what it did. It sold off quite a lot. It made a great short. If anyone actually took a short position on that, you would have made a decent amount of money. On the 1 hour chart, yeah, so it's broken out of the wedge pattern, and then it made a drop of about 6 pips, which is quite a lot, given that it's £1.40 £1. It's a £1.40 stock, but it's £1.32 stock now. So it lost 5% in the course of today. That's a lot to lose in one day. So yeah, that happened for Vodafone. And let me go into DAX actually. Today I day traded DAX again. I saw the opportunity and I thought I might as well take it. The minute the news came out about what was happening, I knew straight away this was a great opportunity to short the DAX, because all of these indices were just capitulating because of the fundamental news going on between the US and China. So what I did was that I shorted the DAX, and if you go down to 15-minute chart, yeah, I took a short position and I made a little bit of money. It wasn't too much. I didn't really capitalize fully on what could have been. I think I only made about 20 pips worth of money off of it, but it was alright. The big money was made with DGI, which is Dow Jones. Sorry, it's Dow Jones. On the 15-minute chart, you can see straight away this pattern was quite obvious. So I was waiting for it to hit this line, and now it's hit this line and started climbing up again. So you could go long on this actually as well. It's stayed true to these kind of indicators all the way through. So now that it's hit this could be a potential long as well in a short time frame. But apart from that, now for the I've been all over the place today actually. Okay, so for Gush, US stock Gush broke out to the downside, sold off today, and then broke out of the support. So that means Drip is the one that broke out of the resistance, and now it's doing what I said I wanted Gush to do. But either way, what I'm seeing is that it's broken out, consolidating at the old resistance as a new support. So now if it stays true to this and starts climbing, this will be a good entry point, and you can set the stop loss just below here and then just let it climb. So this is one I'm watching closely, and just to see what happens. I wouldn't want to trade this before towards the end of the day and hold it into the next day, because Gush and Drip as ETFs, they sometimes can be inclined to gap up or gap down. If you take a position at the close of play and then open up a position and then hold it overnight. So I wouldn't hold this overnight. I'd see what it's doing tomorrow morning at the US Open, and then see if I could take a long position on this. But yeah, right now it's quite nice. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. The risk to reward can be pretty favourable. If you can make who knows how many pips you can make on this. Rule of convention is that if whatever this distance is, so 85 pips, you want to make that up here. So if you make 85 pips, you could be risking about 10, so that's an 8-to-1 ratio, which is pretty good, really good. So that's one I'm definitely watching for tomorrow. Right now, still nothing to phone home about with Do. On the daily chart, still sitting at support, not making a decision. MACD, R and RSI both kind of pointing downwards, so, and because it's not broken out of there, 15-day exponential moving average, I'm more inclined to think that it's going to sell off. 180-day simple moving average curving down, so I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that Do is not going to climb up. It's going to break out of the downside, and so this will probably be a good short position. On the 4-hour chart, as you can see, it's got rejected at the 15-day exponential moving average, and what I wanted to see was it break out. So if it's getting rejected, short position will be great to take on this stock. Now on to the requests. Yes, the requests. Alright, so I got a request from Trader Nick. Hey Trader Nick, everyone check out his channel. Great forex trader. And he said I should check forward. So forward, I'm actually really excited now that I'm actually getting some engagement from the audience, and people were telling me some stocks to review. I'm not going to be reviewing too many stocks, maybe 1 or 2 per technical analysis, because right now I've got about 4, 3 from Jeff, 1 from Trader Nick. But I say from now on, maybe one I'll review 1 per person, and 2 per video, because I don't want to get too bogged down in reviewing other stocks rather than reviewing the ones on my own watch list. So on the, got these crazy lines I plotted. These doesn't even mean anything. So Ford, right now as it stands. So this is the first time I'm seeing it. So whatever analysis I'm giving you is just based off of me seeing it straight away. So what can I tell you about Ford? Nope, that doesn't mean anything. Okay, so Ford seems to have hit a resistance at $10.14, and then it's kind of that been support, and it's kind of held that support. MACD, RSI all look like they're overbought, overextended, and looks like it could be selling off on the daily chart, but nothing conclusive right now. If you drill down a little bit deeper on the 4-hour chart, it doesn't really tell me much. I'm struggling to really give a strong opinion on this right now, because actually look, yeah, okay, so there's a little bit of, you can kind of call this a channel. Yeah, you can kind of call this a channel. Yeah, so I have to move this here. Yeah, alright, so yeah, you could call this a bit of a channel pattern. It's at support right now. I'm more inclined to think that price is going to break out of the support and then sell off, because if you look at the wider time scale, if you look at the daily, it's been trying to break out of this, but it seems to be failing, and the MACD and RSI both look like they're about to sell off. So I'm more inclined to say that if you go down to the 1-hour chart, that we're gonna find price selling off, and maybe selling off. Yeah, sorry, I'm doing a lot of moving here. Something like that. So I'd say wait for it to kind of break out of this support line. I'd say put an alert here on this line, and wait for it to break out of the support line. Once it breaks out of the support line, I say give it a short your position. This is not a recommendation, right? But this is what I would do based on what I'm seeing. This is not a stock I would actually trade based on the patterns. But if you had to tell me what I would do in this, if I had to make a trade, I'd say short it, because of the daily chart looking like it's been rejected, and it just looks like it's going to sell off, in my opinion. So that's what I would do for Ford and the swing trades. Just short. Once it breaks out of the $10 mark and consolidates. So wait for it to break out, hit it again, and then you short it here, and then set the stop loss just above, and then just let it ride down, and have a trailing stop loss that follows it down. Jeff suggested MU, Oracle, and Juniper. I'm just gonna cover MU because there's quite a few of them. I'll do MU for now, and then maybe the others I'll do in another video. But MU, this is one I actually had on my stock watch list, but I kind of deleted it. I don't know why. MU selling off, but this is probably just all attributed to the China trade talk, so can't really put too much credence in this. For all I know, this might recover if Trump decides to strike an agreement. So that's why this kind of red line here isn't really part of the whole technical analysis. That's why it's kind of hard to do these technical analysis right now, because there's so many price movements that are just purely based on the fundamentals that's going on with the trade war. So like this line over here, so I pointed at the screen, you can't see me pointing at the screen, this line over here, this drop may not have happened if not for the trade agreement. So I don't know if I should take that into consideration with my technical analysis. So it's a bit hard to kind of muster up any kind of strong opinions one way or the other with regards to MU. Yeah, I can't really say. I don't really have an opinion on this. It's broken out of the 180-day simple moving average below it. So prices kind of thought, I don't know. I wouldn't trade this right now. That's my opinion. I just wouldn't trade this because it's not really telling me anything. If you have an opinion, let me know. But as it stands, my opinion is that I don't really have one right now. So yeah, that's my opinion on MU. I feel like it's a bit of an anticlimax, but I have to be honest. I don't want to say buy or sell just for the sake of giving an opinion. This ain't CNBC. Alright, guys. Anyways, any aka the Noctrader signing out.